Tina sizolilwe Isebo sizolilwe Lalagisibo Tina sizolilwe Solilwe nabo Solilwe Sizo Tina Zalobo Solilwe
What was his reaction?
What was the reaction of Mr. Mandela?
Probably exactly here. It seemed bigger. Yes. Because I feel too big here. I feel like a giant suddenly in this small thing. Maybe I was smaller.
Friends, comrades, and fellow South Africans, I greet you all in the name of peace.
When I came into office for the second term, I said we need to do things a little bit differently. I wanted to see more growth in the economy, and we were advised, and we went through a process of focusing on certain areas and really pushing those boundaries of the engine rooms of our economy and the engine rooms of job creation, and that became known as Project Kulisa.
It was very logical for us to look at what do we do to celebrate the centenary of Nelson Mandela. And for us it was, why not do the statue that kind of pulls together a Nelson Mandela or a Madiba legacy route, as we call it.
We in the province have got a whole lot of Madiba legacy from Parliament, from the balcony where the speech was made, at the Grand Parade, from the Drakensberg prison, and of course Robben Island, which is already a big icon. And so how do you link it all together with a route? And that's how it was born.
I've been involved in a celebration of Madiba's life and contribution to our country over a long period of time, as our committee's been grappling with a proposal to erect a statue to him by the city. And that proposal dates back about 5 years. So there's been a long process of engagement and studying and analysis. Finally, we received a proposal from MEC Windy and MEC Unruh Maree to collaborate with the Western Cape government, and in particular to erect a statue at the City Hall as part of the Liberation tourism route, which is a project of the National Department of Tourism.
Early on the Saturday morning, I got a call from the Commissioner of Prisons, as he then was, asking me to meet at his office at 2:30 on the Saturday afternoon. He told us that he was releasing Madiba the following morning.
And said to me, look, Farida, you are assigned to go fetch Winnie to take her to her husband. I said, what?
But he said, look, when I come out of prison, I want to first greet the people of Cape Town.
And then we had to organize an event without much by way of resources.
Because I know what was going through the minds of the rest of the delegation was exactly what was going through my mind. Can you keep him for like maybe 10 days or 2 weeks so that we organize stuff? But you couldn't possibly do that. You couldn't possibly, make such a request. That would be perverse.
His speech on the balcony, his speech on that Sunday afternoon, really epitomized a lifelong of struggle and then looking forward to the miracle of a South Africa that could work together on the basis of what Nelson Mandela believed in, that we are one nation.
How long do you reckon the production will take? Do you take as long as you've got, or is it something that...
Well, we definitely need 4 months.
Oh, it was beautiful that day.
Is it 28 years? Oh my goodness. Wow.
I am there and telling the people to move one side. I was just thinking, it is so beautiful for him to come home.
From my position and my memory of the whole thing, it's so chaotic for me in a sense, because I wasn't just an observer and present there, but I was, filming. And when you're in an event like this, half your concentration is on what you're doing and looking through the lens, and that framing of the event as opposed to being in it in a sort of a much more three-dimensional sense and emotionally as well. Because, I don't know, again, your emotions often get sort of separated from the event because you're filming it.
What a thing, eh?
But you know how there's a stately aspect to that one? The one outside Parliament. There's a stateliness about it.
Yes.
That's what we need on this one too, is, we're doing this, basically.
Yeah.
So that suit and everything just has to zing.
Just with his hand on the balcony.
Let's see how it's gonna look like.
Is his hand high enough? Have a look.
Yes, I think so. For now.
And the purpose of the maquette is to present it to the panel of decision makers, and then so they can sit and look at and see exactly what it looks like.
It's actually there to help them make a decision.
Yeah.
Whether or not this is gonna look like as they want it to look like.
I think it's statesmanlike, and I think the client should be happy. Let's present it to them, and then we can have it scanned and cut.
I think the public will be very enthusiastic to receive the statue. I think our initial CNC cut statue, which we put on the balcony there just to see where he should stand, already attracted a lot of attention from passers-by.
Today we brought the cut and to measure up on the balcony. It fits perfectly, and now we're looking forward to seeing what this looks like when it's finished.
I believe that the moment the statue is unveiled, it will very quickly become one of those must-see things in Cape Town.
I think people will be thankful that there'll be the statue is the beginning of access to the City Hall. So even there, Nelson Mandela, in his centenary, 100th birthday, is still paving the path for change, paving the path to give people access, because now he's giving them access to the beautiful City Hall.
This store is part of the Mandela legacy. As you can see, Mandela himself is there. We are here trading on this area because of Mandela. If it wasn't for him, we could have been still in the locations and wherever. We couldn't be free to have a stand like here in town, you see.
So on Sunday, the 11th of February, I was one of those who went out to Victor Verster to collect Madiba.
The street was lined with people.
He'd been working on notes, handwritten notes on what he was going to say.
Cyril, Musibo Lekota, Popo Mulife, Jay Naidu and I were in my Toyota 1300. And Madiba was being driven by Rosonto and Bulanani Ngluka in a Toyota Cressida behind us.
When he was released, stopped the car which was taking him and Winnie Mandela from inside the prison grounds, and they walked hand in hand.
mean, that image, that marvelous moment of him walking out of the Victor Stair with Winnie and just looking like the Richard Burton and Elizabeth Taylor of the world. Fantastic, life-changing moment.
So we made arrangements to take Madiba into the Civic Centre to close the roller door so the press didn't get at him, while we went to assess the situation. By the time we got back to the Civic Centre, the car wasn't there, the roller door was open, and nobody knew where Madiba was.
Now, what do we tell anybody? We don't know now where Nelson Mandela is.
A traffic officer called me and said there was somebody who wanted to talk to me on his motorcycle radio. And it was a guy called Colonel Gribeno of the security police. He said, you know where Mr. Mandela is? And I said, yes. He said, no, you don't. He said, you better bring him, or the city will burn this evening.
And then we found out what happened. That the car got lost, it was diverted, he was safe somewhere.
We left the city, traveled to Rondebosch East, found Madiba sitting very relaxed in a home, drinking tea, shoes off, kind of, oh, where have you chaps been?
Okay, but we can still move it around a bit. Yeah, we haven't put the crease in his pants or anything like that yet.
The meetings with the reception committee and there was a couple of stuff.
Standing back there, I was worried that his hair was too big.
Yeah.
You know. But that will.
But that might resolve it by
yes,
taking it hair
I think it might do.
Let me try that.
Have a look at the nose.
I understand what Barry was saying earlier about the shoulder perhaps being a little bit too wide.
He's got presence. Yeah.
And it looks real.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. I'm amazed to actually see where we're at. I really think that the statue looks great. I mean, to see it in life size from just an inception and a dream of having this. So I'm privileged to be part of this project and just to feel part of this whole, I think, in terms of keeping one positive and thinking of that day and how far we've come in South Africa makes me very excited.
Because he was concentrating on the speech and stuff, we've got a lot of him serious, but he also smiled during that footage.
It's a very accurate sculpture. There are a couple of things that we need to tweak, and they will be putting a slight smile on Mandela's face, which I think will possibly connect people that are viewing the statue to Mandela.
I met Mandela in late 1978 on Robben Island. That was when he was 60 years old. That was about 40 years ago, yes. That day, when we arrived on Robben Island as young prison warders, they told us we're going to meet the biggest criminals in the history of South Africa. And they said this guy's got life sentences, some have done more than life. And we are here to break the spirit of these guys. And later they tell us, this is, when I asked the sergeant, what are they really in for? He said that the terrorists who try to overthrow our country. And we was never allowed to call them political prisoners. We all said they are security prisoners against the state of the government of that time. I think South Africa must take the legacy from Mandela, what pain and suffering he gone through.
Madiba played a huge role in the modelling of a new South Africa at huge sacrifice, really, politically. And the nice thing about it is that across the board, it doesn't matter about your political party today. Nelson Mandela rose above that, and it was about South Africa.
There is no doubt that the foundations have been set for us by those years of struggle, by those stalwarts of the struggle. And we only need to be able to grasp that with the same mettle and determination that those struggle stalwarts like Mandela and Sisulu and all of them, the same kind of tenacity to move forward and grasp those opportunities. Those are, to me, the 28 years of learning that we should be taking into the future.
You know, my kids went to the Holocaust Museum today, 75 years later, just to remember that moment. And I think there's no time limit for us to implement the legacy that is Nelson Mandela. And I think 28 years later, it's just a good time to stock take and to keep on building that legacy.
There's a bottom lip, okay, from where you are? Yes. Okay, I'm also thinking that. The last 24 hours have been hectic because we literally pulled an all-nighter. It was simply failing. I'm talking about the face specifically. It was just failing, and then I don't know, you know, maybe it's adrenaline, right brain kicks in, I don't know what it is, but suddenly things started to happen.
So we're going to start cutting some of the limbs off that will be excess in the molding process, but so they'll coat the sculpture in multiple layers of rubber. It'll be silicon rubber. And then once that's stabilized, we'll probably take the sculpture back to the foundry and finish the molding process off there.
After they finish, we have to put first layer, as we always do, of our rubber.
It's a perfect cast.
It's as good as it looks, right? And another thing, engaske ubuzawukwazi oyena sediyenza nje ukuba sifumanela line kakuhle ingene kakuhle lento kodwa njengoba inje apha kodwa ihambe nje gradually kakawuzukwazi uyenza lona.
No, that's doable.
Unbelievable to actually be here and to see that this project is finally now, we're almost on completion. So, and the statue looks amazing. I mean, you can really see it's Mr. Nelson Mandela.
I was taken aback because, I mean, I was part of the people that conceptualized the statue. So now for me to see the statue as it is, it's quite amazing.
And so there's a ceramic shell that forms on the inside of a wax and the outside of a wax, and then the wax is of course melted away. So we've got to be able to clean out the ceramic in that process. So they jackhammer and they sandblast inside the sculpture as well, so that there's no ceramic left in the bronze when it's finished.
The minute people knew that Mandela was going to be released, then they all congregated here. And I don't know whether people spontaneously came to the parade, which was the great meeting place of the past, or whether they'd heard he was going to be speaking here, but everyone converged on the parade. And then there was such a traffic jam all over Cape Town, no one could get through, and nor could he get through. And so about 3 hours after he was billed to start here, it actually started, but we'd been here from very early in the morning.
When he got here, he couldn't find his reading glasses anywhere. And so Mrs. Mandela gave him her reading glasses.
And we knew that that was a really important part of the history, so the glasses had to be there. And we first had them on Mandela's face, as he was when he read the speech. But that looked completely wrong. It didn't look like Mandela. It looked as if we'd got a key detail wrong, although ironically that key detail was wrong on the day. So we decided we wanted Mandela to look like Mandela. So we put the glasses in the hand on the speech instead.
That was before the days when it was trendy to have eyeglasses that both genders could wear. But he started that global trend. I would give it to him. You know, maybe he started that trend.
It's agonizing when it's not him and it's cast and it's done, you know. But this is him.
So the sculpture's going to lie on its back. All right, can we go?
Well, I think it's a great day to honor a great man, an icon, a lodestar. And I think that it says quite a lot for the city.
Nelson Mandela is one of those people around the world, in practically the whole of human history, who has risen up to be admired throughout and will be through for the centuries to come.
And he was addressing us as one nation. And you know what a departure that was at that time? Simonye Sibanye, we are one.
He helped us see what wonderful creations each one of us is. How beautiful, how special, how precious. And so when you open your eyes, you see not white, black, you see a person.
We're going to now invite you to come and join us on Darling Street to witness the unveiling.
We do know what to do to make a contribution that perhaps can allow each of us also to leave a legacy that not only emulates Madiba, but that also calls for the Madiba within us.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I'm feeling relieved that everything went well. I think it was a major success and honored to be part of this whole process.
Well, today was a very emotional day actually for me. Amazing to get to this space.
Thank you, Madiba, for fighting, your perseverance, for the sacrifices that you make to bring freedom to our country.
It was a speech, I think, carefully crafted. The main theme was to say, I am with the people, I'm a disciplined member of the ANC, I'm not just going out on my own as a kind of a messiah. That was the main thing. And to reaffirm to the millions and millions, especially of black South Africans, don't think I've been captured, don't think that I've softened. I'm with the struggle and my heart and soul and body is available to the people.
Our march to freedom is irreversible. We must not allow fear to stand in our way. Universal suffrage on a common voters' roll in a united, democratic and non-racial South Africa is the only way to peace and racial harmony.
The day Nelson Mandela was released,
I didn't exist. I didn't exist. He was still in school.
I was sitting on Bloberg Beach.
I mean, it changed South Africa. And it freed us.
We hardly slept because of the excitement.
We're just dancing and singing and very, very happy.
You freed me from my jail of prejudice and fear.